It has come to my attention that we need to bring back my series of talking about de-influencing you on interior design trends and decor, because there have been, let's say, far too many sponsorships I have seen on social with furniture, decor, anything interior design related that are actually garbage. Sorry, I shouldn't be saying that. They're not complete garbage, but there's something you really should not be wasting your money on. So today we're gonna dive into these things that are not only bothering me, but they should bother you and what to look out for to de-influence you. We're gonna start things off strong with the cozy sofa. And when I say cozy sofa, I'm not talking about a sofa that is cozy. That is what everyone looks for in a sofa, if we're being honest. But the brand specifically, Cozy Sofa. This has been a viral hit across all platforms. I have seen people doing sponsorships like crazy just for receiving this free sofa. The only good thing about it is that it has built-in storage underneath. That is the only benefit that I personally see as from a functional and aesthetic standpoint that is working for this brand itself. The sofa itself is not only super trendy, but it is such a low quality fabric and polyurethane foam that it's built out of. The structure of these are great on the modular side of things, but when it comes to the function, it is such bad taste. This is going to be falling apart in 2 years. They are having sales that are astronomical right now because you are going to see every influencer on Instagram and TikTok promoting this brand. I have personally gone to their showroom and sat in these and actually inspected them, and the quality is not good. A sofa is something that needs to be an investment piece. You are sitting on this so much. You are using it so often. So when it comes to any furniture in your space, you're using this regularly, I hate to say it, but you need to put in the money for a piece that's going to last. You should not be replacing sofas every 2 to 3 years. If you wanted to sink into something soft and instantly regret it, I'd honestly call my ex, but instead, people are getting this cozy sofa.
Sensational.
While we're on the topic of furniture, the next on this chopping block is going to be inflatable sofas. And I'm not talking about ones you're gonna blow up yourself, but buying these polyurethane foam ones that come completely sealed and flat. And you unwrap them and you let the air actually inflate them. The major issue about these is that there is no support. I'm talking about absolutely zero support when it comes to these things. They look super plush and everyone right now are buying them from Amazon. I hate to say it, but if you are buying a $200 sofa off Amazon, you are asking for trouble, people. These are inflatable and they're great for a few months at a time. Because there is no structure and base support to them, there's a few issues. The first one is going to be no air circulation. If your sofa or any furniture piece does not have something that lifts it up from the floor, there's going to be no air circulation to actually dry any moisture out. One thing that people don't understand about any furniture piece is that if you do not have a base that is lifted up from the floor to allow that air circulation to it, it absorbs moisture. You're sitting on these chairs and sofas for long periods of a time and they soak the moisture out of your clothes and out of your body. And where does that moisture go? It goes to the bottom because gravity goes down. If you do not have anything to air it out, this is how mold grows. Honestly, it blows my mind. But at the same time, I know this is something that no one was educated about. So heed my warning and do not purchase one of these inflatable sofas or these inflatable chairs. They are going to last you for a few months and then you're going to have so many issues with them. These inflatable furniture pieces honestly remind me of my childhood. You know those little like shaped ones that have the little armchairs? They're meant for like an infant. This is exactly what it's giving. There is no style and aesthetic you're adding to your space by getting one of these. I'm also going to de-influence you on these chrome and stainless steel items that are making a comeback. Stainless steel and chrome do have timeless capabilities, but there's this new trend where people are bringing them in with everything. They are getting the dinner plates, they are getting the cups, they're getting the forks and knives, they're getting the dish chargers, they're getting the vases, they're getting the cup holders. Calm down on these accents. Like any trend that comes and goes, it's going to be in for a minute and then it's going to be gone. If you want to partake in these beautiful trends that always come up, because if I'm being honest, there are so many great trends that you can be introduced to. If you go all out with these items, you're going to have a major issue outside of just this specific chrome. These items are also high touch points. And if you have reflective surfaces like a stainless steel or a chrome, you are not only going to see fingerprints, you are going to see smudges. You are going to be walking around with a microfiber cloth and Windex to purposely make sure everything is streak free and shined. If you're bringing in all of these chrome accent pieces, it really looks so cold and uninviting because it has one, that super reflective surface, and because of the cool undertones in it, they really contrast a lot of the finishes in your space, especially with this direction for warm and cozy interiors that has been skyrocketing lately. Having these chrome and stainless steel accents really do not work in the right setting. So I want you to think about what is actually appropriate for your space and really minimizing it. Having these accents really means less is more. I feel like some of these companies are going to hate me because next on the list is Ruggable. I'm going to preface this. I did a sponsorship with Ruggable many moons ago. They have lately changed how they make these rugs themselves. I'm going to give you a few notes. No rugs that are 8x10 or 9x12 are going to fit in any standard washing machine and dryer. The idea of having a rug that is washable sounds incredible. It's really not. The downside to these rugs themselves is that they are super thin. And because they're super thin, they do not have a high pile to them. With these rugs being so minimal means that the pattern on top is usually printed. And what happens when things are printed? They eventually rub off from not only vacuuming, but washing them. Rugs are one of those pieces that you don't necessarily need to invest a lot of money into, but it needs to match not only the design style, and it needs to last. These really thin rugs are not appropriate for many settings. If you're getting one of the outdoor ones, I think they're fantastic because those are easy to wash and clean outside, but people living in small spaces and condos that want a rug to really ground the space, this Ruggable brand does not have the quality that you need for it to have any lasting power. I originally thought these were pretty cute, but boy, was I wrong until I actually experienced them in person. These round and sphere pillows. They look great styled, but when it comes down to the function of your space, they do absolutely nothing, if we're being honest. I have not seen a single person that has ever used a round pillow or one of those sphere ones for not only a functional standpoint, but something that is actually used on a space. If you have one of those curved sofas and you have an accent pillow off to the side, great. If you have one of the round ones, it serves no purpose except the aesthetic standpoint of it. Another consideration for these pillows is that they do not stay in place. When you sit down on a sofa, naturally the curvature of the sofa goes in. If you have one of them, they're gonna roll over to you. And what do? You push them away and they come back. Then what do? You put them on the floor and then they're just there. I want you to think from the function and aesthetic standpoint where it actually works in your space. Every time I see these, I think of two things. One, Instagram bait, and two, the cutout of those pillows that you sit on if you have hemorrhoids. Just, that's all you need to visualize, and now you're not gonna buy them. They're honestly like a tumbleweed in your space. You get one gust of wind, they're gonna roll right around. This one's gonna get a lot of hate. And you know what? I feel like this entire series is all about things I hate, but we're looking at things from a functional perspective. And next on this list are the paper lanterns. They are making a comeback and they can be beautiful in so many styled homes. If you are living in this space and if you have pets or if you have any high moisture balance in your rooms, these are going to be completely destroyed and not actually serve the purpose that they need to. This is another example of one of those items that are purely aesthetic and really minimize the form and function. I will give them credit for really beautifully diffusing light because they can look great in a corner. If you have a high traffic area, these are going to be a nightmare because they are so delicate, they are so fragile that if you have any moisture imbalance in your space, they're going to really sag, but also they're going to collect so much dust because you can only really clean them with a Swiffer. I'm also going to send you to jail if you're doing a tea stain on these because, oh my gosh. People are like, oh, we want them to have character, we want them to be aged, we want them to patina, and they're soaking them in tea. Like, it's cute for a second, but you are turning now a white lamp into something that is like off-white. It's not quite yellow, it's not quite white, it just looks muddy and dirty. If you have that Japandian minimalistic style and you live in a home that looks like a showroom, these are the only things that are actually perfect for you. The people that live in a space, and especially if you have a pet, this is a big red flag. Another odd thing about these lamps is that they are always so massive. You either have the IKEA ball ones that are like this big, or you have an entire lamp that is the size of a human being hanging from the ceiling. It is all about scale and proportion when it comes to lighting to make it look good, so please keep that in mind. I don't know who introduced this one, but this I have not only a personal disdain for, but it just looks so messy. And it is the chunky and really thick grout lines. Now I'm gonna say, this is the only time I don't like it thick.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
This adds nothing to your space. It makes it look as if you ran out of tiles and you just kind of extended them to have a really thick grout line surrounding the tiles themselves, and it looks so kindergarten. The only time I would ever consider increasing the grout line is if the tiles themselves are imperfect and you wanna really enhance them. That being said, you know I already don't like those zilliage tiles, and this is what people are applying them to. These thick grout lines really emphasize how imperfect they look, and in my opinion, tiles are one of those things that are a permanent installation. You want them to be long lasting, and the other thing a lot of people don't think about is that grout is porous. Grout absorbs water, and if you are installing these in shower locations that are constantly getting wet, the tiles are there to protect the cement board behind it, so the water itself does not penetrate deep enough, so you have that waterproof seal. There have been far too many designers that are doing these thick grout lines in showers, and I'm just gonna say it, you're gonna get maybe 5 years out of this before you realize there's mold growth. I feel like I should have categorized this one at the beginning when I was talking about sofas. Even though this isn't a specific brand of sofa, it is what the sofa actually looks like. I want you to avoid those really long pillowed sofas. And when I say those long pillow sofas, it's basically a loose pillow on the top. It's incredibly aesthetic, and everyone on Instagram right now is all about this beautiful like Parisian style look. The downside with these really long sofas with one long pillow is that when you sit down on one side or sit in the middle, it's either gonna go up like this or it's gonna go off to the side. There is nothing holding these down to maintain its shape. If you are okay with constantly fluffing the base of this sofa, then by all means go all at it. But this is one of those things, if you really want it to look good all the time, do not go for one of these. No one wants to be a fluffer. And if they get it, great. If not, they won't. I have also noticed that wood paneling is making a comeback, and I'm gonna be the first one to say it can look good in certain settings. The one thing to remember with this is also less is more. If you are paneling every single room in your house, the ceiling and the walls with paneling themselves, we are literally going back to the nostalgia of the 60s and 70s of wrapping everything in paneling because people weren't creative enough or understood how colors can really change the dynamic of your space. If I wanted to live in a log cabin, I would literally go move in a log cabin. I do not want to see those large panels everywhere that really take up space and don't allow the design to be present in a room. These wall panels are not giving cozy, it is giving cabin horrorcore. So I've talked all about de-influencing you with these items, but I want to keep you on track with interior design trends that I would avoid. So you need to check out this video because you're gonna understand everything you need to know about what's not good in your space. And that's everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok for all my daily tips and tricks at Mr. Phoenix Gray. And if you're ever second guessing yourself, just ask, what would Design Daddy do? Probably be put on the blacklist for all these brands I told you not to buy.